Hi guys, welcome to our Pleexy use case series. In this video, we're going to show you how to create a multi-step workflow between Trello and Todoist. A multi-step workflow is when there are different tasks and team members involved in creating a project. And to do the next task in the process, the previous task needs to be completed. In our example today, we'll be going through the process of creating a blog article. There are two members involved in this process, Pleexy user and Nadia. So this is how it would work. Pleexy user would be responsible for coming up with the blog article ideas and proposing them to Nadia. Nadia then has to either approve or reject the idea. If she is happy with the proposed blog article idea, it moves to the draft list where Pleexy user will be responsible for creating the draft. And so the process would go on until the blog article has been approved and published. So how on earth do we create this multi-step workflow so that each card moves smoothly through the process with the correct member assigned to it? Let's go ahead and begin with setting up a Trello board. So each of these lists would represent a step in our workflow process. Then we'll create automated rules. We need to specify what happens to the card when it gets moved to a new list. So when a card is added to the ideas list by anyone, firstly, we would like to remove all the members from the card, and then we would like to assign the new member to that card. In this case, it's Pleexy user, which would be assigned to the ideas list. The reason for removing all members from the card before assigning a new member is to ensure that we only have one member assigned to the card at a time. So we will go ahead and create this rule for each list, modified to which member the card in that specific list should be assigned to. You can go ahead and create a new card in the ideas list. Here you can see Pleexy user automatically gets assigned to the card as the task belongs to her. Next up, we need to use Pleexy to create a connection between Trello and Todoist. Let's head on over to Pleexy's website and sign up or sign in with Todoist. Let's create a new connection. We're going to connect Trello, we will be creating a Trello connection for each list assigned to Pleexy user. So there will be 3 different connections, one for ideas, one for the draft, and one for the published list. Let's name this first connection Trello Ideas. We're going to use the multi-step workflow board, and we're going to use our specific list, Ideas. And the tasks that we want to see are all the ones assigned to me. The important part comes in here, where we need to specify that a Trello task is done when in which list. From this example, once Pleexy user completes a card in the idea list, the completed card should be moved to the approved list. Let's go ahead and choose approved as the completed list. The next step is to define how our tasks will be created in Todoist. Here we can modify the task title, due dates, labels, comments. And for this, I would like to remove the board and just see my list and my card as my task title, and the rest we'll leave as standard settings. Next up, we can specify where in Todoist we would like Pleexy to create our task. I have created a specific project in Todoist for this example. The Trello content creation workflow. By selecting a specific project in Todoist, it is easier and more organized to identify what project you're working on. but you can go ahead and use inbox as the destination if that is what works easier for you. We're going to go ahead and organize our tasks into Todoist sections. So each list will be created as a section. This will help us to clearly see which state of the process our task is in. If you would rather not use sections, then the task title can be set up to include list and task in the title, and that way you can see which stage your task is in. The last step in the process is the synchronization options. Here we can decide what happens to a task in Todoist when the card in Trello is completed or deleted. The important part here is to set what happens to a card in Trello when it has been completed in Todoist. For our multi-step workflow, when a task in Todoist is marked as done, the Trello card will be moved to the assigned closed column. In this case, approved column. We can go ahead and save. Once you've created your first connection for the ideas list, you can go ahead and repeat this step 2 more times for the draft and publish list. Great. Now that our tasks have been synced, let's go and have a look at what the setup looks like in Todoist. Here's the Trello content creation workflow that we've created, and we can see our ideas list is created in a section with the 3 tasks that we've created, idea 1, 2, and 3. Let's go ahead and complete blog article idea 1 and see what happens in Trello. Here we can see that blog article idea 1 has automatically moved to the approved list and now no longer is assigned to Pleexy user, it is now assigned to Nadia. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any thoughts or questions, please leave them in the comments below.